right, Arona, can you hear me? Let me know if I can be heard in the stream here. I'm not sure if I can be heard in the stream here. Yeah, no, it looks like it's working. Okay. All right, cool.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight.
I'll take it just step by step here.
The rulers of old, stripped
This game,
of pride and glory. It feels as yet yesterday, returning the hills of progress.
Don't mind if I
Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly,
throw that intro. Here we go. All right, so usually what I'm looking to do here, starting out, first I'm gonna pause. All the stream and stuff is being running. Here we go. So, first of all, let's see what we got. So we have 15 engineers. We have a little bit of wood, steel, one steam core. Wood and steel are besides coal resources. Try to place a few that are closer to the center. Gather multiple resources. So there's one that will gather wood and steel, wood. Safe side, gather some coal. It's too attached to it, right? Can't do that yet. So one thing we're going to do while those get built too, get some workers just go and gather some stuff. That will help us short term make sure that we're getting materials we need. Get to work. Now that they're resources will roads to allow us to resource gathering personnel. One thing before you start to is you probably want to go ahead and pass your first law. So, one thing you're always going to want to take a look at discontent mode. This game is a series of triggers, so you're balancing discontent and hope levels to prevent where you can end up breaking, and then also, of course, just keep playing problems. So early on, it's not linked, but I tend to go for emergency shift. Discontent, but there are just spaces where it is necessary. So, and after that, we're going to send our people. Go ahead and set up another. No damage. Nice thing to keep in mind with gathering posts are that you have to build one your road out to it to make it work. The situation we're under here, right in that, is just we haven't provided roads. I'm confident we can have those within 2 days, so we're gonna go ahead and say yes to that. Keep it rolling. Let's see what they gotta say here. Yeah, I know. So that's a danger. We're gonna make people unhappy here and do an emergency shift. They need to be pulled off on the rest of the materials, provided that we can just keep people. So we'll let some coal collect. On. So now we've got heat. So in theory, unless somebody dies from overwork here, people shouldn't be in dire straits. Once we got all that rolling, you're going to see a lot more wood and steel start accumulating. And that's when we can really get stuff built. So we're going to pause there. Now we got time for a new law. So this is a case where you start doing different options. For example, child labor, you can have them do easy jobs like collection of resources. If that does not fancy, the child shelters are a situation where you keep them safe, and then the bonus next time would be you can choose them to be medic or engineer apprentices, which will speed up either healing or the research of new buildings and items. I prefer child shelters just because, one, the hope stays up, and then two, it really does help us to accumulate. So I'm not going to make the child shelter just yet, because I've got a day and some change to do that. Sorry, 3 days and some change, and I need to get some actual shelter in. So now that it's free time for work, we're going to check our work locations. Just try to make sure we got people in the right spots. I think we're going to kind of just let it run for the moment. Gather some resources and work with this. Think about the daytime stuff. The day-night cycle. I tend to try to do most of my administrative stuff after the work shift is ended with people, and then after that, do some work around research. It's a case where we need to build a total of 8 tents, because it's 10 per people per tent. We need to build a medical post, cookhouse, and hunter's hut, because that raw food is going to be burned through really quick, and we're going to need to have a quick turnaround of fairly soon. But workshop is critical. This is what's going to help you really cook with gas when it comes to upgrades and such. So you can go with one. I personally go with 2, just because I like to kind of brute force the technological update stuff. Start with that. We are at free time. Make people mad again. Have another group do a 24-hour shift. Once the dust settles, that's when I'm really gonna get on the brute forcing of things. But for right now, very helpful. So going to the tree, the resources itself. You could do faster gathering. That'll help preliminarily with them collecting the items quicker. Take a look down, and you need that for upgrades to the resource depot and other things. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. If I employ engineers to both sites, it'll double the speed at which the upgrades happen. So that's why I choose to do that. I'm going to ask to make them work 24 hours too. We've got 22 hours left to build our shelters, so I'm going to sit and wait a little longer. I'd like to get the house built. I'd like to get the hunter's hut built. I'd like to get an infirmary medical post. Well, the medical post is dry here, so I need to wait a minute to build that up as well. consequence of overwork would be terrible and make them continue. That's why you don't want to push that too far. Always end it like that. People are a finite resource, just like everything else is here, so. Save that. Progress. So let's keep rolling. Somebody's not happy with me. Yep, so they're mentioning that that's the first death. When we get to our book of laws, we'll have a few options. The option is just about to show up in order to choose a new law, so we'll deal with that now. So when it comes to death, we got a few options. You can do a cemetery, it'll help with hope and such, but it costs you materials in order to do so, and then you have to allow burial ceremonies and such. Corpse disposal is like a body pit. It's pretty bad, morally or ethically, I suppose, but the thing about it is that it opens up avenues of healing.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
Unlock amputations, which will allow people to survive death. You can also allow organ transplants, which will help people gain health. So there's a lot of incentives to go through with that as well. So build our hospital thing. And after that, I can provide shelter next. Faster gathering. That's a good start. That's what sort of food. So we want to do the hunter's gear. Helps with the hunters, which will bring it into the cookhouse and then cook it from raw food to actual rations to eat. You don't want them eating raw food, it makes them sick. So that's important. Burning the time a bit. This is a situation too where they mentioned never mind, I'll get to that in a second. So I'll get back to work full time here. That's quite a bit.
Work time. Get moving.
Hunter's gear has been researched, so we're not pausing that. They mentioned a beacon. So the beacon, it allows you to send people out in order to go research other sites and you can find items and more people and other stuff. So it's a really neat initiative. So now, finally, we're gonna address our population's homelessness issue. The nice thing at this point is that everything's churning as we hope, so it won't be too tough to go ahead and provide for everybody. So this is an option here where you could say that they're upset about working day and night. You can agree to be needed to stop using emergency shifts for 3 days. That is a situation where if you complete it, I think it'll lower discontent and raise hope. I think I'm doing okay at this moment where I'm going to accept the idea, and then it builds this extra objective. So as long as this is up, in this case it says 3 days left. Got that time in order to stop using your people. So we got her beacon up. Research. So this is the case where I'm not quite there yet where I'm concerned about the temperature. 80-20 is cold, but by comparison it's not too bad. People don't really need much help with that. So that's where I'd focus on resources. So sawmill is a pretty basic one. Need wood. Trees at the start are the only way besides the resources lying on the ground to get wood. So that's going to be a bottleneck. Now, let's see. Let's go wait for a moment so I can at least try to pretend to save these people. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses right there. The question is if the people will come out to build it in time to spare me.
Workday ends.
So,
It's
all
off
falls,
time.
discontent rises. Not great. See, I'm kind of not in the best state at the moment. Now, of course, if you look at this, you can see that they're all going to have their homes. So, not so much an issue for that. Make sure it's all connected by roads, and otherwise it doesn't count. We're going to open our book of laws. Now, other options here. Fighting arena is a morale booster thing and reduce discontent. So what we could do is choose the fighting arena. Plug that
A new
in.
law has passed.
See that radial menu thing? That's going to show you what houses it's going to affect. So we're going to put it right there for now. Once it gets built, it'll solve the problem of having a fighting arena, but then it should also help with the discontents. This one will probably do the child sheet. I think load shouldn't be an issue since we have, for some reason, we're hungry. One, we're sick, one bravely, that's not out of bounds. It's acceptable. Once we get up and running here, that's going to build. Should allow us to send some people out into the wild.
Frost is here.
One thing you'll note is that frost is here. You see the temperature going down. The other visual indicator is that you can see the temperature gauge there, but also visually you'll start seeing snow on top of the mountains and stuff. So you got a few tells to see where things might be going or where things are going right or wrong. But in this case, we're going to start by our child shelter so we don't get on the naughty list again. Build that there. And let's go to so we get the right materials that we need. Build that now. Put that right there. We got our sawmill researched. That's good. Look at what else we got. Cam that. We're gonna research heaters now, just we're starting to finally get some issues with the actual on that. Steel, we can wait a little bit more while we've got the stuff on the ground. Coal, we still have some more coal piles to deal with. Coal thumper, there are scenarios where the coal thumper is necessary. It's kind of my coal resource of last resort. It's kind of a pain to deal with. The coal thumpers just toss coal on the ground, and then you need to have gathering posts to get the stuff off the ground. There's always issues too with storage of that stuff, because it'll give you a lot of storage here. So we're going to do heat in this case. There's our sawmill. So once we get to a point where it seems like we're running thin, probably sooner than later to build that, but for the very start, let's give it a chance to work. So wood crate's depleted there. See now it's depleted. See that just the sign that'll pop up data information. And also you can see the radial area that it's consumed. The other thing is, once that happens, make sure to delete your stuff. There's no value in keeping these gathering stations or the wood being used in that or the roads. Keep working, but it gets a freeze line. Now we got heaters, so that's good. Heaters, what they do is you can go into one of these spaces and you see how now it's cold. Now we got heaters, and it'll improve the temp at the cost of cold mode. So you gotta remember that too. But if you can better heat your buildings, it'll help your workers stay healthy. So that's and do the steel works. Just steel will also be material that will be in dire need of time. Not too long from now, we'll need to address them.
End of shift. Go rest all you can.
So, we are being built. This is the point where we're gonna really get into some of the traveling stuff. Yeah, hold on. The problem with my audio probably has to do with me being on a different PC. So, I'll try to turn the overall audio down, and then maybe that'll help. Whether you got this far or not, now we got these markers that we can have people travel to. They'll have different events and details and such. Pretty important. It's going to cost 5 workers. It's that bad. Bring your scouts with. So we're going to grab them. We're going to select a location, and then we'll send them out there. Then it's going to give you an amount of time it takes for them to get to that destination. So everything going on, we're going to fast forward through some of this free time. Especially since I'm not using any emergency shifts. That's just saying we got. There's the shift. Running through the night. We got food. We got coal. Shouldn't be any serious problems in this situation. So we waited it out. If you're really bored, what you can do is preemptively build some stuff, I suppose. I mean, there's plenty of wood to gather still. Just right there, so it's capturing as much of the space as possible. Assuming it's sitting there. So now we got the scout waiting for us. Click there, check where it is. They'll usually give a little preamble or detail about what's going to happen there. But you can explore to get the more details out of it, okay? So you'll get this flavor text. It is a lot of interesting stuff. I'm not going to belabor it while we're on screen here, but it'll show you new places to explore, and then it will give you options. So in this case, you can send the scouts with the survivors back to the city, and that'll just make sure that they are safely delivered. Alternatively, you could just tell them to go on and scout on yourself. There's a risk they die if they do that. So you're going to escort them. People are an important resource, just the aspect of it.
Work time.
More
Get
things here
moving.
now. That gathering quote is just now completed, so we can get rid of you.
Hear me! New law in the city!
Seconds later, I'll just chill out. Back to work. It's just more benefits. So, that's the thing we can do. Is take a look and see what resources are made for us. We've got coal and steel over there, so yeah, those there. Scouts back to the city. Survivors to deal with. But the challenge now is they're all homeless when they arrived. So now it's time to figure out how to save them. Before I do that, I'm going to send our scouts back out. Just sort of send it where it tickles your fancy. There's too much. There will be strategy in that at some point. Not at this point in the game. A few things happen here. One, the recipe to be steel works, so that's good. Set up a little research here. In this case, not that concerned about the steel hub yet. I'm interested in some of the benefits of the scouts, coal mining, and some health options. So, don't think we have to fill out the abilities of one tier. We can go to the next one. And the tier is go ahead. Here's another example of
Finish your labors, people. The workday is up.
So we solved that problem. Still got another 14 hours before I can do another choice. It's fully there. Got another law available. I'll reiterate, try to jump on the laws as soon as they're available. still be Steelworks. So built that now. Steelworks are going to have their own dedicated spots. In this case, it's just these two spaces here. To say, she wants to marry her child. Level 2 stuff, we got new options. I would really like to situation. What I'd really like to do is keep the coal mine going. But my concern here is that it seems to be burning through quick. So we got these things called hothouses. They are just on-site building locations. They're pretty useful, especially if hunger might become a problem. So I think that's here up here. So get that rolling. So too here, the health stuff is improving, so you can also
off time.
Alright, so here we got another cold home situation. This is one of those where you obligate yourself to it. This is a case where I don't think I'm prepared to do it, so it'll raise discontent, but not a lot. So I'll need that for now. Also keep in mind, they show the different modifiers here. So you can see negatives and plus right now. And you can also see here usually you can have some permanent. Those 24-hour shifts are painful. But again, this is about weighing the balances between the two. At some point, you have to make the hard choices in this game because there are points in this game where it's just going to say, suck it up, buttercup. assets were
New law!
so sick.
A new law has passed! Time to rest, folks. Work out today.
See also this one, storage near capacity. So that means that the efficiency is stopped. That's what it is. More storage is fine. Now, I'm not going to rush to fix that at the moment. Because nobody's consuming anything. Nobody is taking anything anyway. The coal's going to burn out on its own fashion. Good house walling should help with production. Given the circumstances of just because we are on a tough spot. Scouts have reached the next story critical point. So get some steam cores. It's basically saying that Winter Home, the place they were searching for, is gone. And so we're on our own. We'll start by going back to our scout. I'm going to send it back home because we can really use the resources back on site. There. Elmer's hut. Care house. Prosthetics is an option. Prosthetics So now we got this guy to work with. For the most part right now, it's really production stuff that they operate in. But I can get the automaton on this, and that should have it running on my language. Discontinuous strife.
necessary
resources to put to work. Probably include operation. But these are cases where it would be really helpful to
Move! Time to get to work.
insulation is something you can really specific case, coal is actually being the heater can keep up. So we got a situation now. Limited on our resources and get some steam cores finally. And build coal, which is good. There's 3 spaces here. So we're gonna go ahead and drop our change on that now, just so since we got the resources to work off. This is the upgrades we can get. Deal with the charcoal. Upgrade on the generator. Some sort of that's the other one part to get these weird pocket tools. So we have absences. This probably corresponds with that. That seems like that makes sense. Spots showing up somewhere. We have some materials here, but I'm not ready to go back home. I'd like to keep searching. Let's be the time.
End of shift. Go rest all who can.
Automaton keeps working, right? So let's look at this. This is a case where if I was worried about the automaton out there would move on to a home. Resource stuff. We're now in a position where we're kind of ahead on the manufacturing aspect. Probably have some social.
Get to work. Move. There's plenty to do.
Some purpose. Money gathering, it's a passive improvement on
New
hope.
law. A new law has passed.
Probably not long from now where some of the gathered resources here are depleted. Yeah, get some workers back. There. Offload some give us this resource, we might be able to make it better. How successful those are.
Hear me! New law in the city!
So cost for the rations and words. It's not in a position to do
The work share
return, we got more materials. That's good. Scouts are gonna get sent back out. If I had more people to spare, I'd send out scouts, but we just need the labor a lot more right now. So, okay. The problem now is we need more. Got some empty. Try to just get that. This is one of those times where you're just sort of waiting on your hands. way to,
Listen, everyone. New law is signed. Get moving!
Plummeting here. It's crawling back up now since we're up Monday. This is where the research stuff becomes really critical. Research that should open up some people. Resources, coal mining optimization, that's going to help with the efficiency out there. So we're going to jump on boost production of engineering.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
Medical post, why not? Set up some of the guard station law.
New law! A new law has passed.
But before it gets serious. There. Research upgrade. I want to get these coordinates Alright, boss. I think I'm going to have to cut it short because I've got kids to pick up, so you're calling. Free to message me whether you want me to stream it on Twitch again or if you want me to share it on Discord. Well, that's sort of a short version of how to get started on these matches. Each scenario is a little different, but realistically the foundations are kind of the same. So, anyway,